Hello, amazing souls. It is Sarah here with Purple Angel Oracle. To start off, I just want to give a huge, very deep thank you to the Higher Self channel and the Higher Self Portal channel. That really, they really catapulted, in this process for me. They catapulted it. They helped me get my message out to more people. I owe so much to them. And if you are watching this on Higher Self, be sure to go over to my channel and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on, all the videos I do post. But I really want to thank Higher Self. They played such an important role in my process here and also helping getting my message out. So thank you very much, Higher Self. Okay, so let's get started here. Now, we are the ones we are waiting for. So, that feeling that many of us have felt as far as, we've been waiting for so long for, we'll get told that an event's going to happen and nothing happens. We're crying out for help, waiting for something to change, waiting for the starships to come down and save us all. And I've done that so many times. I've been through that feeling. I mean, I had my first major ascension jump in 2013. So that was many years ago, right? Quite a few years ago. And many people went through an ascension jump or spiritual awakening, kundalini awakening, there's so many names for it, in 2012 or in that area. And then there's people who went through it far before that have been waiting, they feel like, for so long to see something change in their physical reality, right? Now, I've noticed that when you attach to an expectation, like an idea or a vision of what has to happen, you tend to miss what is actually happening. You're not looking at what is manifesting, what did happen during that time where they said it was a major event. Like in 2012. In 2012, people had this expectation that that's when the whole shift was going to happen. Well, a shift did happen. There was a huge wave of awakened souls at all different points where there was, someone had said a major event. That was it. But we always, as light workers, we want more. We want more because that's what we came here for. We came to manifest heaven on earth. So it's hard for us being in a physical body and realizing, we put time to everything, but we know why we came here and we know it is going to happen, but it feels so close. And it's very easy to attach to what something is going to look like, but then you miss out on what actually did happen, how it manifested. So, of course, always hold that vision of love, heaven on earth, all those things. That's beautiful. That's important. But don't get so attached to an outcome that you miss out on what's actually going on. And we also have a tendency to ask for help outside of ourselves, right? Calling out to something. As I said, waiting for the starships to come down to save us here. We are the ones. That's why we came here. We're the ones that were going to make this happen and are making it happen. It took the power of us being in a physical body, realizing that power, believing that power, using our mind, everything within us. We call this body physical because that's what we've been told. That's, but it's spiritual. Every cell, everything, the way it works, perfectly synchronized. This is a spiritual vessel. And physical as well. There's, as humans, we just put terms to things. That's how we are. But it's a spiritually divine or designed and divine vessel. And how I mentioned these puzzle pieces, our DNA being activated, it's just being awakened to our true power, to the spiritual vessel that it is. It always was. So us changing into a light body is just going back to our natural form, shifting. And it's like how we look outside of ourselves to our ascended masters and our archangels and all those other aspects of source that we tend to call outside of ourselves. That is within it. We're all one. We forget that sometimes. It's all here. It is right here. There is no outside. It's all happening at once. Every soul is here. Every oversoul, source, it is here to manifest this. There is no up. They're not far from us. They're here right around us when we need them. And I received a comment that, asked, how do I talk to Gaia? How do I talk to these other energies or beings, right? And you can do that in any way you want. Just talk. This process is actually very simple. It's about believing in your imagination and your intuition and believing that you just did. So just by saying, visualizing you talking to Gaia in any way you want to do that, whether you're standing in the grass and just talking to the grass or literally floating outside, looking at the earth from a higher perspective and talking to the earth. Any way you want to do that, you're doing it. That's what we're doing here, is coming into our power and realizing and remembering once again that it's all real. We can manifest anything we want. We're creating this reality by believing that we are, believing that it's the truth. And this was our purpose, was to believe that, to remember. And I pulled a few cards from the angels and I, of course, remember who you are. Archangel Michael, you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. And that's what we're doing here. We're remembering the power that we hold. We hold the power to overcome anything, to change. It's all within us. And that's, as a human, we always look outside of ourselves to make the change. We look at the big picture here of, humanity and the starvation and all these horrible things going on. And we look at it in such a physical sense, like, oh, I need to go over there, bring them food, do this. If you're being called to do that, of course, do that. If you have the ability to do that, and that's what you're being called to do, then it's always about listening to yourself. But the change happens within. It happens initially within, and realizing you have the power to change that. And that by sending loving energies, just visualizing, now this is how I would do it, because I don't have the resources at this time to fly all over the world and help everybody individually. I just don't. And that can be very overwhelming, because you have the weight of the world on you. You feel like you want to help everyone and you don't know how. But I believe I'm helping when I visualize myself, like, a whole visualization of me as a purple angel, or however you want to visualize yourself, going over there, having, with children, wherever you're going, and being there, placing yourself there within your mind and helping, just by visualizing yourself helping, or going there and just sending colors, a swirl of love and light around them. Believing that you're doing that you just helped by doing that, but you made a huge difference, that somewhere someone's going to feel that energy come through them, that loving energy, like an answer to a prayer. That's what we're doing. And it's about knowing that you truly did do that. And that can bring you a sense of relief. So you don't have the weight of the world on your shoulders by just visualizing yourself doing it. And I do that often. It honestly is very simple when you figure it out, because the power of visualization, and I mean, that's key. I said that in my last video. You can do anything by that. Okay. And I also had someone else ask me, how do you overcome chronic illness and pain? Now, I've struggled with this myself, and it'll always heal in divine time. You know, it's hard to say. But what I do is I'll visualize a color or just an aura, anything, you know, that you are feeling at that time. And wherever you're having that pain, you can either place your hand on it or just visualize in great detail as much as you can that light penetrating and consuming every cell in that area, just healing it. Visualize it healing it. Visualize that pain going away. Visualize yourself feeling in a state, right, of not feeling that pain anymore. Seeing that. That's how you create it. Just by visualizing it and sending that energy, that love to it. That's what I do. That's how I do my healing. I do it on my children. I do it on my loved ones. Whether or not I place my hands on people or not. I mean, I just will visualize my light and love consuming them in every detail, every cell, like I said, every organ, everything. Just being consumed with light and healing energies. That's how I do it. Many people do it very differently. I just wanted to give you some techniques that I use. Okay. And then I also got another question. You know how I mentioned we are pillars of light. We're purifiers. We purify these negative energies that come in and release them as positive, loving energy. And someone asked, you know, how do you purify these energies? Well, as light workers, we do this naturally. Okay. But you can also be aware of it as well. So being aware of what energies are yours and what aren't. Like if you walk into a room and you're feeling good before you walk into this room, and there's a whole bunch of, all of a sudden you get bombarded with this negative energy. Now that you would know is not your energy. And just being aware in every moment of what's coming through you. And then just once again, visualization, visualize that energy in whatever way you want to look at it, whether it's like a blob of dark mass, whatever it looks like to you, and visualize yourself healing it, just cleaning it, changing it, moving it to light, sending it love in any way. It's going to be different for everybody. But visualization, that's how we're doing this. That's how we're doing this. And believing it. That's one of the most important things. Believing your power that you just did that. Believing that you just transmuted that or you healed that. And knowing that to be a fact. Knowing that heaven on earth is a reality. Knowing without a doubt that that's why we came here. And that's how we're doing it. And that's why this shift has picked up. This accelerated awakening, accelerated ascension. That's why it's picked up, because more of us are getting to that point of believing this without a doubt and knowing it's a possibility. Because so many people, like I said before, think that is a fairy tale. There's no way that any of that could be real. And that's why it's stayed that way. That's why for them, it isn't. For us, it is, because we believe it without a doubt. And it's about knowing your power. And there's also another thing I wanted to address. I actually had someone ask me if I was on the autism spectrum. And because I know many light workers are, and I actually am not. But, you know, I'm sure many of you are aware of indigo children, crystal children, rainbow children. And once again, as humans, we love to put labels on things. But it's so vast and there's different ones being born at different times. So it's very hard for me personally to put labels on all of it. But, you know, as many of you are aware, autism is becoming more prevalent. I think that's the right word. in children being born these days. And that's because these children being born do have a higher light quotient. And a lot of them haven't incarnated here before. They came straight from, wherever they were at before this to usher this new age in. So that, the autism spectrum is just one way to look at that. There's ADD, there's speech delay, there's children that are just very sensitive. I've come across these children before. There's children that are very clairvoyant, that can or remember their past lives too in detail. There's children that can talk to angels and they see things that are out of this world, right? And I wanted to address that because I've looked into that as well, and that is true. Those children are coming here to usher this new age in. They're going to be what catapults, as well as us. I mean, we've been here quite some time, right? We're all doing this. We all are an essential piece of this puzzle that we're trying to manifest here, but we are the ones we're waiting for. It has to come from here, essentially, from Earth. It is a physical reality here that we're shifting. So we had to be in a physical body to change it, to manifest it, to use everything within our physicality, which, like I said before, is still the spiritual vessel, to bring this into fruition. And it's ultimately just remembering. We're remembering our power, that we have the power to do anything, to make this a reality. And how I said your imagination is your soul's memory. It is. Those are real. It's all real. Anything you can conjure up is real. It's just where you want to put that focus and where you want your, what you want your reality to be. And that's basically it. That's what we're doing here is changing it. We came here to usher this in. And many of us have been here since the beginning of the creation of Earth itself. And to us, it seems like billions and millions of years, but outside of this, there's no time. So we knew why we were coming here each time and what this was leading up to. So we are the ones. We're the ones doing this. We're the ones making this happen. So just remember that when you're looking outside of yourself for answers, because it's all within you. All these answers are within you. And knowing that you're making a change by just visualizing that change happening. That's what it takes. And also, once you start the visualization of doing that, that might open new doors for you as well, where you can actually start manifesting these changes in your physical reality. Something comes into your life that gives you the opportunity to get tangible results, right? To make a change in a physical way. But knowing your power and knowing that you're the one that can shift this entire thing. And that's what we're doing, because for so long, as a collective, as humanity, we've been in one reality and believed that was the only reality there is. But once more people awaken, which they are, and things start to shift, then this wave can happen. When the quotient of light gets high enough to where it overrules that old reality, just kind of kicks it out, because we're creating this new one. We're realizing we don't have to be in that reality anymore. And we're creating this new one. So you're the ascended master, okay? You're the archangel. You're the star seeds. You're the galactic family. This is us. That's where we came from. We are the ground crew. We are here. That is us. Okay. I hope this helped. I hope this kind of brought you some hope and clarity. I definitely just wanted to share this today. I'm going to get going. I will talk to you soon. I love you all. Bye.